I'm Dave Layton. I'm current president of the Prairie States Mushroom Club. That's a club with members all throughout Iowa. And we are going to be cooking several recipes with fall mushrooms. We're going to, right now my friend Marty is cooking up some hen of the woods, and we're going to have those as appetizers, and we'll be feeding those throughout the day. We're going to have a big pot of mushroom soup that's going to include over a half a dozen different species of mushrooms, and we've got a delicious meal that we are going to be making using those yellow and orange ones. And if you see we've got over on the other tables the original clump that they came from, and those are sulfur mushrooms, or chicken of the woods. Chicken of the woods is one kind of mushroom, hen of the woods is the other kind of mushroom, and there's another kind I call a rooster of the woods, but it's not real good eating. So these are your hen of the woods. We've got lots of those, and hopefully the folks like them. I've been hunting mushrooms now since the 1970s. Started on my own about 7 years ago. I started using the internet to identify mushrooms, and I came across some other information, including the website for the Prairie States Mushroom Club, and that website now is iowamushroom.org. So that's what got me interested in being in the club. Dr. Lois Tiffany, who I had heard speak before, was one of the members, and I thought, boy, if she's one of the members, then it's got to be a good club. Dr. Tiffany's no longer with us. She just passed away a few days ago, and we remember her so fondly. But she was with us for one of our most recent forays, and enjoyed helping us identify mushrooms. Personally, I've eaten over 100 different kinds of fungi, and somehow have lived to tell about it. They say there's old mushroom hunters and bold mushroom hunters, but there's no old, bold mushroom hunters. And fortunately, I got over the bold stage. So it's really, people think of morels when they think of the edible wild mushrooms, but I think people are going to find out that some of these mushrooms that we're eating tonight are every bit as delicious. And if somebody asks me where I found them, it's in the woods. We'd love to have people join the Prairie States Mushroom Club. You can go to our website at iowamushroom.org. Make sure it's .org, and you can get information on joining.
So as part of our cooking series at New Pioneer, part of our mission statement, we actually support educating the public about the foods that we sell here and also that grow here. We're a big supporter of local foods. And it doesn't get much more local than native Iowa plants, right? And fungi. So today we have with us Dave Layton, who's president of the Prairie State Mushroom Club. And Dave has been a mushroom hunter for 35 years or so. So he's got a lot of experience, and he knows which mushroom does what.
They're not going to do anything to you.
I'm in the wrong class.
No dancing mushrooms?
None.
And then we have Marty Augustine, who's also on the board at the Prairie State Mushroom Club, and he's going to prepare some stuff for us. And they brought along Sally Meyer here, and she is supposed to be the best cook of them all.
Yep.
And she's going to do a little demonstrating too. So you guys are lucky. 3 good cooks. With us today also we have Roxanne and Nancy, and they're working members for New Pioneer. One of the great things that we do, or that we have, is dedicated members that help make our programs work. And so everybody please give them a round of applause.
We're going to make some cornbread with these wonderful sulfur mushrooms, or chicken of the woods. Okay. And I'm going to mix dry ingredients first. This little thing here had salt, sugar, and baking powder. Okay. And then I'm going to just really smoosh them up good here. Get those dry ingredients all mixed nice and togetherly. Nice.
We're going to add the eggs next. And we wanted to show you these eggs because these are from Highland Vista Farms in Wellman, Iowa. They're one of our local producers. And I can't get over how great these eggs taste. They're quite a bit more expensive than regular eggs. But do you see the color of the yolk in there?
Nice. We beat the eggs into the milk. Mix the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients before we mix all the ingredients. Like I say, if you notice the orange color of these as compared to the lighter color of those, these have already been cooked. And they're chopped up a little bit finer, although some of them are really maybe too fine, I don't know. Or not too fine, I don't. Oh, what the heck.
Close enough.
Okay. Everybody okay with a little bit of jalapeno in there? Okay, I don't see any major complaints. It's really mild jalapeno. It doesn't start to hurt you until about a few minutes later. Okay. Now, I got plenty of mixing to do here. Just keep mixing it from the edges in. Make sure to get all the stuff off the edges and keep it going in. And this will cook for about a half hour, maybe in a big bowl, in a big glass bowl like that. We have it at 400 degrees. This pan has been greased. You know, where is that stuff they greased it with? Is this something you sell it here? I think that is so cool because personally I love to cook with olive oil and extra virgin olive oil. And here's a spray thing that they sell here, Spectrum organic, and it's made out of olive oil, so it's going to give you that nice little olive oil flavor. Okay. And we just stuck that right in the oven there, and different mushrooms have different cooking times. The first ones I'm going to put in here are some of these hen of the woods because they cook the longest. I'm just going to cut down into them. Actually, the whole thing is probably good. I don't want to put too much of these in the stew because even the young ones have a fairly strong flavor. But I would rather put young ones into the soup than old ones. These are pretty clean. I'm going to just cut them up here and just rinse them real briefly with water. Okay, so those are going to be the first things that are going to go in there because they cook a little slower. I'll get this in here while the butter's still hot. I'm going to throw the rest of these in here. You know, it's just so much fun. It's a fun hobby. Right now we have about 50 members. It's a great way to learn about mushrooms because there's a lot I've learned in the 8 years that I've been a member of this mushroom club. What I would like to start doing is start making my roux. And can I get and I can make the roux. I'll make the roux right in the pan in there. Okay. Sally's going to help me get started with that. I'm going to roux the day that I made this roux. Oh, that's starting to smell good already. Going on. And I got to get the onions in there too. That's not going to be much good soup without onions. Are onions chopped already?
Those are gypsiditis. They grow up in the trees and the knots of box elder trees. Now, the problem with these is they get buggy really fast.
Call for a half cup?
So if they start turning any kind of a color, you cut the cap down the middle. So you take one of them. What I do first is I cut the stem off, then check, make sure that there's no bug holes in the stem. And if there is, I can deal with a little bit of protein. So I go ahead and cut it the other way and take a look in the cap and see if there's pinholes in the cap. And if there's just a few, I go ahead and cook it. If there's a lot, I make the judgment as to whether I'm going to eat it or not. The larvae that you find in there are little fly larvae, and they are real little flies. I mean, there's nothing that is going to really hurt you, but rice crawling around on your plate is not the most appealing.
Sally's making a roux right now, and she's going to, first of all, you want to get some salt in with that right away too. She's going to melt the butter and salt, get some salt in with it, sea salt I think we got, and then she's going to add the flour and beat it in the professional way that she knows how to do. We're going to warm up the milk because that way